Hi again, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Furman Athletics. I am the voice of the Paladins and your host, Dan Scott. Good to be back with you as always as we overlook Paris Mountain from the football radio booth here, recording this on a Thursday morning. It is a gorgeous day in the upstate of South Carolina. I hope it is wherever you are as well, and if it's not, we'll try to bring a little sunshine to you by virtue of our guest here today. He is the epitome of sunshine when it comes to life and coaching and everything else. Andrew Burr, how are you, sir?
I am good. I'm just a ray of sunshine.
You are. You are.
Thank you for noticing.
No pressure for the next 20 minutes or so, right? Women's soccer coach here, 25th year with the program, 18th year as the head coach. Of course, a former two-sport star here at Furman, men's soccer and football. You got no excuse. Really?
I know. I agree. It's good. I've got it good.
How are things?
Things are really well. Looking at this campus, looking at this stadium, I actually drove through the front gate this morning. I try to do it once a week. I see the fountains, kind of remind myself of just how beautiful this place is.
Mm-hmm. Family good? Everybody good?
Everybody is good. My oldest son, Casey, is now a sophomore at Furman University. He's running cross country for Robert Gary. So they've got their race they host here at the Furman Golf Course this Saturday. So I'm excited about seeing him run. But yeah, the family is doing really, really well.
That's awesome. Glad to hear it. Let's talk about this women's soccer program. 4-4 record to start off the 2022 season, which is really not kind of what you're accustomed to here. But I would imagine, knowing you, that you're just looking at it as a different challenge.
It is a different challenge. We got a plan. Don't worry, we've got a plan. What a great group. This is it's a fun group to be with. I'm energized by these young women every day. Got training this morning at 11, and I'm looking forward to it because they work hard. They take care of each other. It's a really, really nice group. So we're trying to figure some things out. We lost 8 talented seniors last year. Some big-time players, Bella Gutierrez, Southern Conference Player of the Year. So trying to replace those 8 is nearly impossible. So we're asking some young kids to step up. We've got 2 transfers that have come in that are having an impact, but it's like a brand new team, and we're starting from scratch. So 4-4 at this point is about what I thought we would be. One of those includes playing against South Carolina, who is number 4 in the country. So it's about what I thought, but we've got a lot of growing to do. We've got a lot to figure out before we roll into our Southern Conference season. Yeah,
which comes up on the 23rd at the ETSU. That starts. We'll talk about that coming up here in just a little bit. How do you maintain the energy? I mean, every time I see you, regardless of what's going on, you got a smile on your face, and you genuinely seem to continue to love what you're doing on a daily basis.
Yep. Well, as you know, I mean, my faith is extremely important to me, and having that perspective as I come in the front gate and as I work with student athletes and as I interact with people on campus, I got to recognize just how blessed I am to be here. So I love what I do. I love this university. I love this team. So it's exciting to do what I do. And, I've got friends all over the country that have all kinds of jobs. And, they call me on a daily basis. You get to coach women's soccer? That is awesome. And they're in jobs that they don't love and they don't have a passion for. And I just got fortunate that Furman said 20 plus years ago, do you want to be a part of this? And I'm excited that they gave me this opportunity.
I have one of my best friends in the world. We played Little League baseball together all the way up through, and he is in pretty high finance banking in the Charlotte area. And he tells me on a regular basis that he would switch jobs with me in a heartbeat because of what I get to do. Now, he never offers to switch paychecks with me. But he offers to switch jobs with me, and so from that standpoint, I feel the way you do. I mean, there are aggravations with every job, but at the end of the day, I get paid to watch a ball game. You get paid to coach a ball game, and even more so, you get paid to impact the lives of young people.
Yeah, no, it is.
Again, no pressure.
Yeah, but it is so valuable, and I don't take that for granted.
Let me ask you a tongue-in-cheek question here. I think I asked this of your counterpart with the men's team, Doug Allison, and I don't know that he gave me a satisfactory response, or I wasn't paying attention. In soccer, why is it called training and not practice?
That is a great question. Yeah, that is a great question.
Every other sport practices, but soccer trains.
So I will say, if Doug did not give you a quality answer,
Well, no, I didn't say he didn't give me a quality answer, but just my relationship with Doug, I probably wasn't paying attention.
yeah, no, that's quite possible. Quite possible.
Sorry, Doug, I love you.
So much of what we do and take is from the traditional sport, which is football, which was in England, which is where Doug is from.
Right.
So we got a dryer for our locker room. It's a cleat dryer. It's a really neat piece of equipment, and you put your cleats on it. It runs hot air through it. It dries them, and so everyone in our building calls it a boot dryer. I'm thinking, I know it's called your soccer boots, but I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. They're called cleats. I call them cleats. So I'm trying to resist the urge to say stuff like it's a 0-0 game or a boot dryer or it's off to training. I'm trying to resist that, but at some point I need to accept that the sport was not formed in the United States of America and I need to adapt at some point.
And yet I have a text from you yesterday that says I have training at 11 o'clock. So you are succumbing to that tradition a little bit, it would appear.
It was not in writing. You did not get a text from me. It was deleted immediately. Do not show that to Doug Allison.
That's funny. So tell me about this year's team. You mentioned 8 seniors have departed and some awfully talented players off of just an incredible team, players who had incredible careers here. Is there something that re-energizes you when you're in the rare situation of, as you said, your term, of having to start from scratch to a certain degree?
Yeah, no, it really is. We can define ourselves. Each team is a little bit different. Their chemistry is different. Their identity is different, and I like that. So that's the challenge. Now we do have some pieces to the puzzle that are incredibly important and are a little more traditional as it carried through the last couple of years. So we have a couple of players that are really having a major impact for us right now. Southern Conference Player of the Year last year was Nieva Gaither. She's just a junior for us, and she's having a huge impact. She's playing very well. She was a All-SoCon, a preseason All-SoCon pick. Our other preseason All-SoCon pick is Maya Poplin. Maya Poplin has been injured. She hasn't played in a game yet, but she's looking to make a return here when the SoCon season starts. So that changes our team instantly when she steps back on the field. So these are 2 players. Both were the Gatorade Player of the Year for their state. Maya's from Hilton Head. She was the Gatorade Player of the Year for the state of South Carolina. Nieva's from Atlanta, Georgia, went to Parkview High School. She was the 3-time Gatorade Player of the Year. So she won it her sophomore, junior, and senior year. So these are talented players. These are big-time players. And right now we're operating at 50% with Maya not being available. So those 2 really are going to be the backbone of our team, and getting Maya back is going to make a huge difference.
So, and again, I've been around coaches long enough to be able to use coach speak. When someone goes down, that provides an opportunity for someone else. And with graduation, as you mentioned, there are a lot of opportunities for a lot of other players. So who are some of the young players that are stepping into those roles and maybe taking advantage of those opportunities?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And with having a young roster, you're right, it's kind of the next man, or in this case, next woman up. If someone gets hurt, someone steps up, and we're asking freshmen to do it, and they're doing a great job. Katie Bengoff from North Carolina stepped in at center back for where Maya normally plays, and she's done a great job. We have a local product, Campbell Roberson, who is from Wade Hampton High School. Campbell's doing a great job for us starting at outside back. We have Stella Garcia, also from Wade Hampton High School. Both played for CISA here in Greenville. So there are players that are stepping up and saying, yeah, this is great. I'm playing Division I college soccer. Suddenly these players are starting against South Carolina in front of 3,000 people. And I like this. This is fun. So they've accepted it. They've embraced it. And we've had some young players really step up. We have a couple of transfers that have come in. Shania Diaz, she comes to us from Vanderbilt, and she's been playing center mid for us, and she's just our engine. She sees the game so well. We recruited her the first time around, ended up verbally committing to Vanderbilt, then transferred to us. So we're getting some great players. Val comes to us from Winthrop. She's had a real impact. So our 2 transfers, even though they're brand new to the program, they bring a little bit of experience, especially Shania playing in the SEC, brings in some experience. It's very, very valuable.
In the past, knowing that you were going to go into a conference season as usually being the hunted as opposed to the hunter, and that kind of being the opposite case this year, how have you previously approached your preseason schedule, and has that changed this season?
Yeah.
And by that meaning, you'll hear coaches all the time say, "Well, we're using the preseason to prepare us for conference play," and that type of thing. What's the philosophy been? Has it changed at all this year?
It has changed. We were in the SoCon this year. We were preseason picked to finish second, which I think is great. If we can climb in the top four, that's gonna be impressive. It's such a good conference. Everybody is so strong. But yeah, we have altered our non-conference season some. We want to make sure we have some real tests in there. So we went down to Georgia, went to Athens, lost 1-0 there. That was a really good test for us. Went to South Carolina, played in front of, like I said, 3,000 people. They were fourth in the country, 0-0 at halftime. Ended up losing 3-0, but a really good test for us. But with our sport and being so young and trying some new people and new positions, you can't continue to do that week in and week out and not expect to see some deflated athletes. So we've also got some teams that we've played on a roster where we've been able to start freshmen. We've been able to start some newcomers that haven't had a lot of experience, and we're seeing some success in those games. So it really is a fine balance, and we're still trying to figure it out. But I think this non-conference schedule was very, very helpful for us because our energy is still high. We're still positive. We've had some wins, we've had some losses, but I think it's prepared us to play in the SoCon.
And just the moving the chess pieces around, that's one of the things I think that energizes coaches when you're trying to get that puzzle to come together.
You're absolutely
or drives coaches crazy, one of the two.
Yep. But so, I mean, it was interesting. So, so our last game, so it was our game number 8. We've had 8 different starting lineups, and I love that. I love that everyone's getting a chance to prove themselves. We've had, of our 8 games, I'm assuming probably 6 of them, every single field player on a roster had playing time. That's what this is for, to give people an opportunity to figure out where can I have an impact. Can I get a chance in a game to have that impact? And I do like that aspect of the non-conference season. In a perfect world, I'd love to be 8-0, but also I don't mind being 4-4 and actually getting to learn a little something about what we're doing.
Andrew Burr with us on this week's edition of Inside Furman Athletics as we are talking about women's soccer. By the way, next week, as I look over my left shoulder here, we'll be visiting with women's golf coach Jeff Hull as they are getting ready to tune it up on the course.
That guy's crushing it. Jeff is awesome, but he is crushing it. He's actually a really good golfer. Have you ever played golf with this guy before?
No, I have not played golf in probably 20 years.
Don't play with Jeff or Matt. They're actually really, really good at golf, so stay away.
Do you golf?
No, I do not.
Don't have time, right?
Don't have time.
Former Clemson coach Tommy Bowden once told a group of us back in the days when I was covering Clemson at his media golf outing prior to the opening of the season, and the team he was on finished, they were lousy. And he said, if I was good at golf, you talking to the media, you'd be complaining that I was spending too much time on the golf course and not enough time coaching my football team. So that was his excuse. I don't know how legitimate that is.
My love for Furman is just too deep to pull myself away from Furman soccer, even for a moment. How's that for an answer?
Yeah, that's your story, and you're sticking to it, right?
Yep.
One non-conference game remaining, and we're recording this on Thursday, so it'll be released Thursday afternoon. So I'll say tomorrow, Friday, you're hosting the College of Charleston, right?
We are. It's our senior night, so excited for those 4. Charleston's a very good team and a very good simulation for Southern Conference play. They are athletic. They are strong. They play a nice style of soccer. So we play 7 o'clock Friday night. We'd love for anybody to come out to Stone Stadium and support us.
It's just unusually early for a senior night?
It is, and it's something a little bit different for us. What I have noticed, I haven't learned a lot in 20-plus years of coaching women's soccer. I have learned that these players really love each other. I mean, they absolutely love each other. And I have found that if we do senior night at the very end of the season, the last home game of the year, it's a conference game, the SoCon championship might be on the line, and the emotions that go into being a senior and seeing the seniors play their last game or in their last season, the emotions were almost too much. So we weren't performing our best, and that was a concern. So I thought, let's take a little bit of the pressure off, and let's do it during the last home non-conference game. And we can actually enjoy it and take a deep breath a little bit and not have the built-up anxiety of my last game and everything else. So it is a little bit earlier, and as I'm looking around at college soccer in general, a lot of schools are going in that direction.
I was going to say that's thinking outside the box. Is that allowed in the coaching profession?
It is, believe it or not. We are allowed to think outside the box. And I feel like tomorrow is going to be more of a celebration of our seniors versus, this is our last game and it's so sad and you'll never play on this field again. It just has a completely different feel to me, which I like. It should be a celebration. We have 4 young women have done a wonderful job for this program, and we want to celebrate it. So tomorrow night is going to feel more like that than the pressure and anxiety of finishing a career.
And if it doesn't work out that way, you go back to doing something else next year, right?
Absolutely. Simple enough, right?
Yeah, that's great, though. I like the philosophy. And then, as we mentioned, you open SoCon play on the 23rd at ETSU, and you actually play, on a Friday and a Sunday to open SoCon play?
We do. So we will go ETSU, Western Carolina, both on the road that first weekend. Getting off to a good start is so important for us, not only for our own confidence, but just to send a little bit of a message that that we are here and that we're ready and that we're ready to play. So it'll be good for us. We've had a number of road games already. So I think preparing ourselves by going to Columbia to play South Carolina or going to Athens to play Georgia, being on the road is not a problem for us. We're looking forward to it.
Who is the quote unquote big dog in the conference? If it's not Furman, who is?
So Samford's done a great job over the last several years. In the way their athletic department is structured, they don't have men's soccer, which is interesting, but they're able to put a lot of resources into women's soccer, and they are very, very strong. So they are going to be the team to beat. In the past, it's been Furman, Samford, Greensboro's very strong, Mercer. All 10 teams can win it at this point, but Samford has established themselves over the last couple of years as being the team to beat. So we're going to go for everybody, but they're the ones that we've certainly got circled on our schedule.
So if you say, as you said earlier, to finish in the top 4, would those be the 4 teams, yourself, Greensboro, Mercer, and Samford?
Yep, I think those would be the traditional 4, but I mean, I'm looking at what Citadel's doing. ETSU is strong. Western Carolina always competes. Wofford has a new coach, and she's done an unbelievable job. So it really is at the point now where anybody can win any game, which is what we love. I mean, there was a point in our conference when we might have played a team, I'm talking about 20 years ago, where you kind of knew it was going to be 9-0 and it's going to be fun and everyone's going to get to play. Those games have disappeared. There's not a conference game anymore where you're worried about running the score up. Everybody's competitive, and being in the top 4 is really saying something.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a fun, very, very competitive conference season. I know you want to build some momentum heading into that. You won your last match. If you could get the Charleston match and get a little more momentum heading into conference play, that would be fun, right? Yeah, no, we're looking forward to it. I think we've set ourselves up to have a good year. All right, so again, we're recording and releasing this on Thursday, so Friday, tomorrow, is the final non-conference game here at Stone Stadium. Did we call it a 7 o'clock kickoff? Let's call it a 7 o'clock kickoff. Okay, we do call it a kickoff, and it is the senior celebration. It is a senior celebration. It is upstate community night, so admission is free tomorrow. So we're looking forward to a good crowd. That'd be nice. Jam the place up and get rolling. Anything else we need to cover? No, I'm good. I appreciate what you do. I appreciate what Furman Athletics does. I had the treat of going to see us play a team called Clemson last Saturday. What a great environment that was. I was so proud of our football team, the way they competed, and I was proud to be a Paladin last Saturday. I was going to ask you before we wrapped up if you wanted to draw on your American football expertise, and then do you have any analysis of what you've seen the first 2 weeks? I saw some kickers. I saw some people do a couple kickoffs. That's the only thing I really recognize. I get excited about the kicking. Other than that, I was like, not so interested. Yeah, it's when American football first started playing on a regular basis in Europe in the World League. It was funny to watch back in the 90s. The biggest cheers from the crowds in those early years came when there were field goal attempts, kickoffs, and punts.
Yes.
Because they were kicking the football.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Well, I've got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
If you have a second.
I have plenty of time.
So enjoyed the game. Took my family there. We left at the end of the third quarter. Had to get back home. So driving home from Clemson, listened to the game on the radio. The radio announcers, as a field goal was attempted, it's a soccer-style field goal kicker. And I thought, that's good information to know. When's the last time it wasn't a soccer-style field goal kicker? I mean, once upon a time, there was a straight-on kicker who had the cleat that had
the block shoe.
And that just doesn't exist anymore. I thought it was interesting and somewhat comical that they still refer to it as a soccer-style kicker.
You will occasionally, rarely see that at the high school level now. Maybe. But I don't know that there is a college program at any level in any division in America that has a straight on. There's probably one somewhere, but I can't tell you the last time I saw one collegiately.
Well, and if there is one somewhere, he's probably required to wear a helmet with the single bar still.
Right.
Or maybe even the leather helmet. I don't know. But I do get a kick out of that.
And something that vaguely resembles shoulder pads.
Exactly.
I like it.
Exactly.
I like it. Andrew, good stuff, man. Always good to see you. Again, that is 7 o'clock on Friday, the senior celebration and
Upstate
Community Night. So free admission at Stone Stadium for the match between the Paladins and the College of Charleston. And then Southern Conference play opens on the 23rd at ETSU. That's a Friday. And then 2 days later on Sunday at Western Carolina. And then after that, they'll return home to continue Southern Conference play. That'll do it for this week's edition of Inside Furman Athletics. Look forward to talking to you again next week when Jeff Hull from Women's Golf will be our guest. For Andrew Burr and all of us at Furman, I'm Dan Scott. As always, saying God bless you and so long, everybody.